Hey guys, this is our Boy here. Today we're going to be doing another video. Today we're going to be looking at the 1060 high carbon steel katana that's basically is battle ready. And in the description say that it can cut through a tree. Let's begin, shall we? Now, this was basically 10 years ago, my experience of something like this. Now, I basically was looking for a katana out there, looking for swords and machetes out there. So I decided basically thinking, oh, I could buy a katana set for 30 bucks. Until I saw a video that's from a particular YouTube channel, Zombie Go Boom. Yes, that was actually part of that whole zombie phase out there, which was popular back then. And I decided to, take a good hard look at the set, and it was pretty cheap, which you can see why. So I decided to look for battle ready katana, and this was one of the pieces out there. I paid for around $100. Now, as you definitely know, inside the bag, or this actually comes with a bag out there, which you can possibly could see from all this. Has a string onto the thing to wrap around it, and inside it there's actually a rather golden cloth, or more yellowish cloth out there. Now when you open this out there, this was one of those katanas that you can customize out there. Yes, this one's basically turquoise. Yeah, I basically picked the most turquoise katana out there with the Ronin symbol on there. The handguard, even the pommel has that. Yeah, this one's a little bit messed up on this whole part, which that's not good. The blood groove, yes, that's actually what's the handle called, with raised skin. A couple more pieces on that, and it is actually a full tang. Well, as I say full tang, I mean, I doubt that I think that's where the tang is at. Now this is a two-handed out there, and this is the saya, or the scabbard. And as you can definitely know from my deal, there's a couple of, that one's split, a couple damage on some of that, which, yeah, it looks cursed. It looks cursed. Now to the blade itself. Is a 1060 carbon steel. Which, let's go talk about the size of the thing. Now for the size of the blade, basically it could take up to up to 27 inches. And for the handle, it's basically of 11 inches. And for the overall sword itself, sorry if it's upside down, can take up to, you guessed it, almost to 40 inches. Like, basically almost to 40 inches. Now let's go talk about the thickness of the blade. Now for thickness of the blade is basically 1 inch. On the end of the blade, basically will go up to like half an inch. Now, let's go test this blade out. Here are some results that didn't went into the whole thing, so I'm just gonna add them in there. So just for more destruction counter. So here's the much more of the bottle, more of a little harder one. So it actually cut through it, but it's not really clean cut. Like it was like one strike. Our second one has to be much more almost smoother. Like you do feel the roughness on this, which again, that was one strike. And then we have the jug itself, where this one is like completely clean, like it's nothing. Well, for the chopping side, here, which, yeah, it just got complete cut through it. So, now let's get to the results. So, the results out there is, ooh, man. So, yeah, when I first striked it, it just, like, went on top and not just going through the thing, which, yeah, that sounds... Again, the thing itself was really kind of a clean of all things. You can see some of the rough, you can definitely see some of the rough parts on the thing. But again, that's pretty, like, one strike. Meanwhile, for basically the harder plastic of all things. So, the strike on that one just, like, completely, like, cut through it. That's pretty insane about that one. And but for the chopping part was pretty crazy. Like it's just like one big old strike to that. Meanwhile, for the smaller, much more of a jug type, I kind of hit this like 2 times. It didn't went through that time. Meanwhile, for the second time, it like cut through it. It's like, again, that's pretty destructive. And then the moment you've been waiting for, did it actually cut through a jug? Which you could definitely see it from that. Let's see. So that's a pretty clean cut of all things. You know, for the chopping part, it actually cut through it, which is pretty crazy. Now, despite of the, the steel size of all things, it is much cheaper to get than something like the Reaver Cleaver or the Katana. That, oh, trust me, there is going to be a review for that one. And, basically kind of my first katana, not my Onokiri, basically is considered to be more of an entry-level katana, that kind of deal, which is pretty crazy to see that. So, I give my final verdict rating on the 1060 high carbon steel katana that could cut through trees, which that's pretty goofy to say that, but probably my humble opinion is going to be more of bamboo than trees, but you could definitely know. I give this the astounding of a 9 out of 10. Now, for a katana like that, you can definitely know. But there are some flaws. Yes, there are some flaws. Now, even though despite it's actually good for cutting and, being a hell of a lot better than, than the Mall katana, you could probably all know that, like, things like the handle is probably prone to wear, which you can definitely know from the handle itself. Like, you can definitely know for that. And it's not really meant for, like, for something like the Reaver Cleaver, that could cut through branches and stuff like that, because it's a much more durable sword and, not really have this, like, this whole handle being, like this. But it's basically pretty nimble on the hands. Like, it's actually pretty fast, more of a fast striker than really much more of like a heavy chopper. Like, if you kind of really know for that. So, but it is basically is more of a traditional style than just some, being more overconstructed or heavy or more tactical approach. But this is basically more of a traditional style, which is, gotta be honest. So that wraps up of the 1060 high carbon steel katana, or basically the teal katana, or the 1060 katana. I'm Artillery Boy, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next time.